Hello, everyone. Welcome to 5 Questions with LeRoy Butler. We are here on a Tuesday, 2 days before the Packers play the Seattle Seahawks. In fact, they're leaving today to get out there early and prepare for this game 4 days after they beat the Miami Dolphins. Did you play Thursday games?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No.
I don't think Thursday was invented by the time
they cared about our
playing.
safety then. They don't care about your safety now.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
and it's really funny.
They're trying to make money.
In the locker room, you'll hear guys. Brian Balaga was talking about that. Very sarcastically saying, "Well, it's all about player safety."
Yeah, yeah. Well, we know that as players, we know better. But both teams got to do it. But when both teams I wouldn't say both teams, but Seattle had a very emotional loss against the Rams.
Yeah.
But they get to stay home.
Yeah, although they did have to fly back.
Yeah, they did have to fly, but not a long flight, but it's out there somewhere.
But, I mean, they didn't. I think it's about, in my opinion, it's balanced.
Okay.
Packers have to fly out there. Seahawks got to sleep at home, but they did have to fly back.
Right.
Whatever.
It is what it is.
Anyway, let's, there's 2 numbers that I can think of that are really critical for the Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
3 and 3. I think that might be the most important number on their roster right now.
Well, you would think the offense would be built around Jones, but the offense is going to always be built around Aaron Rodgers, not Aaron Jones.
Right.
But I would say that Aaron needs Aaron more than Aaron needs Aaron. In other words, I'll explain that for people. I really think that Drew Brees was in a good space, but he's in a better space now with Kamara.
Right.
I think that Tom Brady was okay, he was doing good, but it seemed like James White having an outlet for him kind of revitalized him.
Yeah.
I want that to be the same thing with Aaron Rodgers with Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
Use him in positions to open it up for everybody. I mean, and I really think he can do that. I just don't know, do the Packers think that way? Because they got a lot of scientists and cooks in this kitchen now.
Yeah.
They got to figure out a way for him to get 20, 25 touches a game.
How do you get Aaron Rodgers to believe that Aaron Jones is the key to his success?
First of all, I think Aaron thinks that's blasphemy that you would even say that. I can't even say that word. Because when you've done so many things one way, it's hard to change. We get set in our ways. If he become a Hall of Famer without Aaron Jones, there's no way you're going to convince him that I'm going to continue being a Hall of Famer with him. He has to kind of get in where he fits in. I have to trust him just like I trusted my receivers, and I think everything will be fine if everybody just kind of let me run the show out on the field. And I kind of agree with that to a point. I just think McCarthy needs to take over. I'm sure he has final say in play calling, but McCarthy needs to set the precedent on how we're going to move forward and use this win to the Dolphins as a catapult to go to the rest of the season. Not so much waiting on Aaron Rodgers to give us a catchphrase before we turn it on. McCarthy has to come up with that this particular year because you've dug yourself in a hole because you have not won a road game yet.
Yes.
So it's about, I know it's about Aaron and Aaron, but it's more like McCarthy and Aaron got to get on the same page, and the fruits of that would be Aaron Jones.
Yeah, and let's not forget, it took McCarthy 8 games to figure out that Aaron Jones can win him a game. And I think, it took him so long that, it's understandable why it's taken Rodgers so long, because if your coach hasn't embraced it, how are you going to embrace it? You're still thinking your passing game is so unstoppable that you're going to win. And even when you lose, you're like, wow, that's just an anomaly. We got a great passing game.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, because you cover these guys every day, but again, Devontae Adams is a guy that warrants 15 targets a game. And you can do both. You can walk and chew bubblegum. But something a lot of people won't see. A lot of people won't see Jimmy Graham as the guy catching a lot of passes, But Tom, his blocking has been phenomenal. His blocking on some of these Aaron Jones plays.
It was on Sunday. I don't know about all season long, but it was on Sunday.
Let's stay with the now.
It was better, yeah.
His blocking has been good. That's an unselfish guy. He could throw a temper tantrum. Say, hey, man, y'all gave me all this money. You won't throw me the ball? He hasn't done that so far. So I just like to give him some credit. The offensive line is a little banged up, but they block extraordinarily well when Aaron is underneath the center.
Yeah.
Not so much in the shotgun.
I think they're a way better run blocking team than people give them credit for.
I would agree
offensive
with that.
line.
Offensive line, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I really would agree with that. It's a lot of misdirection stuff that McCarthy put in this week that really confused Miami. I think for the most part they're going to build off of that with Seattle, because this is not the Seattle defense, the Legion of Boom. It's not that. But at the same time, they're good enough to, if you make mistakes, you have to capitalize. This offense needs to score 30 points every game moving forward.
Yeah, they do.
Every single game. Aaron can't have 199 yards and 1 or 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Can't do it.
They're not. The defense isn't facing Brock Osweiler this week.
That's true.
You know?
They're not facing a JV quarterback.
Yeah.
They're facing a possible Hall of Famer, Russell Wilson. That if you go all the way back to the Colin Kaepernicks and the Russell, where they were running the ride to side and all of this RPO stuff, the Packers had a hard time defending that.
They did.
That was with Dom Capers.
Yeah.
But I think the good thing about Pettit, he has a built-in kind of way to be aggressive, to take away the quarterback and the running back and the possible receiver would be Baldwin. So you may see Lockett get wide open or the tight end, but those 3 guys, he want to eliminate the runner. If it's Penny, if it's Carson or Davis, limit him and limit Russell Wilson. I think that's a good defense to build off of.
I want to make one more point about the offense, and we can talk a little bit more about the defense. And that is that when you focus, you give 15 targets to Devontae Adams.
Yes.
You give the ball 17 times to Aaron Jones, and you hit Scantling for 5, 6 catches. Then you're the Los Angeles Rams. You've identified your 3 most dangerous people. But then all of a sudden, the Mercedes Lewises, you have some plays where they just get forgotten about, and then that's like demoralizing when all of a sudden oops, we forgot about Mercedes Lewis, and there he goes for a 30-yard gain. Or Jimmy Graham releases, and all of a sudden you got a big gain, or Equinemius St. Brown. It's like play to your stars, and then the other guys will chip in.
That's a great point. I think a lot of that, McCarthy has been trying to do that. He's trying to make everybody happy. But Scanlon, to me... Yeah,
excellent point.
Yeah, he's trying to make everybody happy. But Scanlon, to me, warrants more targets, too. That kid's going to be a star.
Yeah, he is.
He really is going to be a star. He has the height. He has the speed. He's smart. And he's a bad matchup for people. But instead of... McCarthy wants to put an offense in that everybody is having fun, sort of like what Philly did last year and the Rams.
Forget that.
I get it, but you got to go where it's going to get you to the playoffs.
Get the ball to Devontae Adams.
Yes, yes, I agree with it. And they did that. They put him in the backfield a couple of times. They motioned him out. They were going to throw him some quick screens.
We have a good play, too, of what they did on 3rd and 4.
Absolutely.
That was excellent.
I'm so glad because the people about Mike McCarthy's offense gives me a headache. So those people, please stay tuned for X's and O's. Because I know when you're watching your nice television sets, they don't show everything that we're going to show. So it gives you a good opportunity to say they have good things in their repertoire. Sometimes they run them, sometimes they don't. But again, you have to use that Miami victory, Tom, to move forward. Because if you look at the big picture, Chicago's in first place, but they're going to play Minnesota. So are you. You're going to have 10 days to rest before Minnesota if you can get this one against Seattle. So, but for the most part, you got all the drama out, you got all the trades out, you got all the bad things. Hopefully you can get Randall Cobb back, and you can get some of your other injured guys. They got so many injured guys. If you can get some of those guys back after the Seattle game, you'll be in good shape.
Yeah. So let's flip over to defense quickly. It's going to be difficult. The Seattle's run game is really good.
Yes, it is.
And then they've got, we saw against the Rams, they pull out the read option, which, is really hard to
it's hard
defend.
Because Russell, in one motion, he'll put it in the belly of the running back, and he'll throw it. That motion, that's very hard to defend. It becomes a guessing game for Martinez. It becomes a guessing game for Oren Burks. It becomes a guessing game for Josh Jones, the guys who are going to be inside. So you really need Mike Daniels, Kenny Clark, who I think is a Pro Bowler this year and probably the MVP of the defense. And you need the Dean Lowrys, and you need the Kyle Fackrells of the world lead the team in sacks.
Sure.
You need those guys tuned in this particular week. Otherwise, you're going to see Russell Wilson pull it and sprint down the sideline for a 50-yard touchdown. You don't want that.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what's really interesting. The Packers lead the NFL in sacks per play. They're tied with 3 other teams for the sack lead, but when you average it out per play, they lead the league. And their highest sack total is 5. Fackrell and Kenny Clark. And then Blake Martinez has 4. No Clay Matthews, no
Nick Perry.
No Nick Perry, no Mike Daniels. I mean,
Mike Daniels,
you're talking about they've schemed a lot of sacks, or those guys are just outperforming the other one.
Well, Pettit is doing what he said he'd do. He'd create opportunities for guys people in America may not know. Everybody's going to get an opportunity.
Right.
Just because this guy's not a household name, he's going to get to the quarterback. And I think you love that as a coach, because a lot of people this defense looks the same as last year. The difference is you have different people not relying so heavily upon 52 and 53.
Yeah.
It's other guys getting after the quarterback. So I really want people to really understand how good Kenny Clark is playing, because you don't get a chance to see those guys down there.
Right.
This guy is unbelievable at times, and I think that's what's good.
And I can't discount the play of Jair Alexander.
Yes.
I think he's made an incredible just contribution, because it's hard to throw on him. You'll get him. I mean, Osweiler had him when he fell down that one time on the deep route, but that's one of the few times he really gave anything open, and he's getting ready to start jumping balls now too.
Well, 23 has something that we've been missing: the swagger that you need, and the arrogance and the speed.
The speed, yeah.
We had a lot of people that can talk it,
but
can you have the speed enough, the confidence? Him and Kevin King will be 2 of the best young quarterbacks, but Kevin King is always hurt.
Yeah.
So you really can't put him into that, that for the future you really don't know. But at the same time, Josh Jackson, who did not have a very good game.
No,
he really didn't.
He
needs to come back and step his game up. Green will get a chance to play. I love seeing 36. They have to make sure that if Tramon Williams is going to be that guy, that you got to have guys with him that he can work with. Because what you haven't seen the last 3 weeks is the 75-yard bombs.
Right.
They've stopped.
Right.
And that's because
that's right.
Tramon is a veteran. You can always come up. So being deep is not so bad sometimes.
No. The only time they have had a deep one was the Josh Gordon, which was, a missed tackle.
A missed tackle, right.
And so, that's going to happen once in a while. But they're not just giving up deep balls down
and
the
Josh
sideline.
Jones is doing one of the best jobs of tackling. I mean, he has done a very good job of tackling in space. They got a great game plan for him, though. Get him up close to the line of scrimmage. I love that.
Yeah.
And let him mix it up front, and he's got so much talent. And they're starting to kind of hit their stride a little bit. And that has to be exciting for Packer fans. And you're going to get a chance to see it again on national television.
Okay, and just to bring us down, back to a little bit to reality is you hate to be playing special teams the way you're playing going into Seattle. Of all places where there's ghosts of bad special teams play just hovering right over that field.
That's a great point, because Seattle should have been in the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah.
And you think about the fake field goal, the onside kick, and the 2-point conversion.
Right,
and
exactly.
Neither one of those guys are here. It was A.J. Hawk, it was Bostic, and Clinton Dix.
Yeah.
So now they can just say, listen, okay, Miami faked it on you, you faked it on them. Okay, Zook, let's tighten up. But guess what? Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? You finally get your real return back now.
Okay, so you bring him back?
I like Trevor Day. Yes, let's go, Trevor. Yes, get him on that surface. Get him on that surface so you don't have to worry about the fumble from Tramon. You don't have to worry about this guy. Nope, that guy, anytime Trevor Davis touches the ball, it's a chance for a touchdown. And in the offense, you could put him on the jet sweeps. You could do all this kind of stuff with him and Aaron Jones to confuse the defense.
That's what I would do if I were them.
Let's activate him and let's see what happens.
Do some end arounds with him. He's your
You can throw it to him too. He's the guy that if Cobb is not there, you can put him in the slot. He has so much speed. He has a nice opportunity here. If you don't bring him back for this week, bring him back against Minnesota and let your offense running. But he is your special teams guy.
I just think you have to be careful with your expectations there because he hasn't played since training.
Fresh legs.
So yeah, but you know,
I know what you mean.
One big hit and he could have a critical fumble or whatever. But the guy's got talent, you know.
Yeah.
He can return the ball, and
he
can
do
be an
a
X
lot.
factor.
He can be a decoy. He can do anything he wants.
Seattle's punter is out of this world. So it could be that they don't even give him a chance. But
that's possible.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. That'll be something.
I'm excited to see if he can. You know, Trevor Davis. I'm a big Trevor Davis fan because he can put Ron Zook. He can save Ron Zook.
He
a
could.
lot of pain.
Yes, he could. Yes, he could. All right. Let's get to that moment when the football's going to hit you right in the head and you can make your
I tell you what, if I catch some of these footballs,
that would be a first time.
Yeah, I know, right? I really think the Packers are going to build off this momentum.
Okay.
No drama. They're going to go inside Seattle and win in a place that's hard to win. And I think they'll win 20-17.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Not a high-scoring thing, but it's almost contradictory because I say they need to score 30 points here on out.
Did.
But a win is a win.
Okay. All right.
You have to win these games. Win these games at all costs because you can't let Chicago run away with this thing. Stay within striking distance. Because remember, you beat Chicago. So let's keep it going.
Yeah, they got to win one of these two road games. I really need to win both to get back.
You can't go 8-8, win all, well, not 8-8, but win all your home games and lose all your road games.
Yeah.
That's not a playoff team.
They would be 7-8-1 if that's what happens.
Not good.
Yeah.
Trust me, McCarthy would not let that happen.
Okay.
I'm a big McCarthy guy.
All right. Anyway, don't forget X's and O's because we have two really good
I'll be there
for you to look at. All right. See ya.